Kens. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Gab and I like to put out random videos in my everyday life. I don't know why I'm always like, I come on here, I have a dry mouth, like you would think I would bring like some sort of beverage in my area, but I don't. Today for you guys, I'm showing you this video and it's gonna be kind of like insane, to be honest, because I had a little bit of technical difficulties making these. You'll see in the video. It was like a trial and error, but that's okay because you're gonna learn along with me to make these super duper adorable little pins. I have a little cloud. I have a little QYE girl. I just dropped it. I'm also wearing one on my clothes, which is right there if I want to zoom in. So in this video, I'll be showing you all the materials I use to make these pins. So if you want to learn how I made the pins, down below, keep watching. I just realized I came out weird. Anyways, in the description box down below, I will have supplies, you know, everything where you can get the things to make these pins. And then also, what? Also, if you're not crafty like I am, I will have a link down below as well to go to my store on Instagram and buy these little keepsake pins at reasonable prices. So without me keep talking, let's go into this video. So I just went over to my local EC Moore and got this shrink film, which is pretty much the equivalent of a shrinky dink paper. So it was 6 of these plastic sheets for $6, so $1 a sheet. So that's what they look like. I went in with a pencil to begin and just an eraser. I thought that would be the easiest way. And then with a permanent marker going over my pencil markings. So this is pretty much up to you. I decided to paint them beforehand, which you will see what happens later in this video, what happens when you paint them and bake. I used acrylic paints, so I just went ahead and did my painting ahead of time. Some of them required a lot of paint, while others not too much, or I'd have to let it dry a couple coats, go back in with some more coats, but at some point I finished painting them all. Once I'm finally colored in all of my little pins with the appropriate paint, I just kind of admired them for a minute, because honestly guys, that took a lot of time, and normally when you put them in an oven, it kind of just peels off. So no, if you do paint them like this ahead of time, it could peel. You just gotta be careful, or add more paint in. It's a lot of, like I said, trial and error. So here, I'm just using a Sharpie and going in and just outlining all my little pins, sharpening the color up from painting them. Once I touched my Sharpie up on the outlines, I went and used an X-Acto knife, which for some of the little corners helped, but then I ended up grabbing a scissor as well and using both to cut out all of my little pins, getting them ready for the baking process. And here and there, touching a few up that needed it. So here they are, fresh and ready to go into the oven. This part, guys, gave me several anxiety attacks. So grab your parchment paper and get ready to go. I also grabbed a little spatula just in case I needed that to kind of flip them around then. And a butter knife, but you'll figure out your own kind of techniques. I started at 200 just because I thought 350 would just be way too hot and they'd go too quick. And then I also decided to set up a little timer, so every time it dinged, I would check them quick in 2-minute intervals. So you can see our little bear has a little crack in it, little things I need to touch up on it, which each one had little things that need to be touched up, but he did pretty well. Next I did the cloud, and I noticed for some reason it just wasn't going. I put it into the oven, didn't want to bake at all, so I moved it up from 200 to 250. That seemed to actually help the process a lot quicker and faster. And here it is. He unfortunately lost his white paint, so I just ended up repainting the white cloud. 300 I went up to for this little girl. And here she is. Unfortunately, her ponytail kind of just would not, and I mean would not melt down. I kept every time just trying to melt it down, putting it in an oven, trying to just wrestle with it and try to flatten it, and I couldn't, so I cut it. And it ends up turning out really nice in the end. The bow, unfortunately, did not make it out. It kind of just folded into each other. So it's a lot of just, you can't walk away, you have to keep watching your oven. And if your oven light does not work like mine, then that unfortunately is what happens. And some turn out like that little spaceship, which look amazing. Wine, if you're over the age in your state or country or wherever you live, to drink wine is perfect for this project as well, because it can get very stressful watching these little things just fold into each other. And you'll see what I mean. But when you have a tray of little shrinked ones that look so perfect and cute like this, and lose a couple like that, it's all worth it in the end. So for the back of them, all you want to do is just grab some felt or sticky felt. I decided to use sticky because I thought it was easier. Make sure your pins are exactly painted the way you want them and fixed the way you want them, and just stick them down onto the sticky felt. Some turned out crinkly like that one, and I just filled in yellow paint in her hair where it needed it, and the cloud's little cheeks came off, so I filled those back in. Then I decided it might be a good idea to start making bigger pieces of the felt and just putting like together a big group of like the pins, cutting them to go quicker, which it was actually helped a lot. And optional, but I didn't put in this video, it might be a cool idea too if you want to put Mod Podge over the top of them or on the sides just to seal it in a little bit. I ended up doing those with some of my finished ones, and I think that actually helped them stay more sturdy, look more shiny and nicer. But that's what they look like with the felt on the back, and of course attaching our pin. So that's the kind of pin I decided to use, just like a traditional, like when I think of a pin I think of that kind of backing. To be honest, I don't know what it's exactly called, but they were at my local AC Moore, and I'll tag down below too so you can get some yourself. But what you're going to do is flip it over, attach the little metal piece that goes with the pin. Now I am showing right now that I'm going to be attaching it with a glue gun, which to be honest is not in your best interest. If you wanted it just to begin so it's sturdy, do that and then put 6000 over it. that's awesome. But you're definitely going to want to put E6000 glue over the hot glue, or just use it to begin with, because I did a little trial and error, and before I posted this video, I wanted to wear some out to make sure they would stay and be sturdy, and guess what? They fell apart in public. So E6000 is definitely the way to go with these pins if you just want it to be sturdy and stay. And I even put it over like the little metal part, not obviously like the pin, but the little metal that you put up against the felt. So some of them I decorated with little gems and stuff like the ice cream cone, and just added my own little things, which you guys could definitely do yourself on your own. There, I'm showing it broke. Easy alternative, E6000 to fix. I love E6000, it's the best glue ever. But I decided to, with some other ones, to mess around. I had some leftover ribbon, a broken earring, so I wrapped that around and made this adorable little brooch bear pin with the shrinky dink plastic. So possibilities are endless, guys. I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you try it out, please comment down below, send me on Instagram, hashtagging Gab's Pins, and I will see you very, very soon in my next video. Bye, guys.